And this is the 6th segment on the blessing of Kabbalah and Betzalel. So we were talking about how when you say Baruch, you're meditating upon the Yesodot, the foundation, Sfirot of the Father and the Mother, as they join together and draw abundance, God's light, into the head of the small face, the divine image of the small face called Zer Anpin. And so we mentioned how Baruch, the 4 letters of Baruch, add up to 232. That's the 4 letters plus the numerical equivalent of Bet Resh Vav Chaf, which spells Baruch, plus 4, 232. 232 is one of the major league numbers in Kabbalah, because that is the exact number of the 4 expansions of God's name. Now, God's name is, you cannot understand Kabbalah without knowing at least some Hebrew. The more Hebrew you know, the more you can understand the Kabbalah. Kabbalah in English doesn't really fly. That's because the Hebrew letters, God looked into the letters of the Torah and created the world. The Torah is God's vehicle, his paintbrush, the tool with which he used to fashion the world. God as the artist who created the world and all of the worlds. And God created all of the Sfirot and all of the images, and then when he created worlds and destroyed them, and he created many worlds of spirits which are not physical worlds, which still exist right now. And the lowest and the last point on the creation is our physical world. So our physical world is created by the letters of God's letters in the Holy Torah. So, for instance, you see Adam in the Garden of Eden, the first man, Adam. He gave names to the animals. How did he do that? He saw the lion, and he looked at the lion, and he saw into the soul of the lion, and he saw Aleph, Resh, Yud, He, and it spelled out the word Aryeh, lion. And he saw the eagle, and he saw into the soul of the eagle. He didn't have a name yet, and then he said, I see Nun, Shin, Resh, Nesher, eagle, etc. And true with all of the animals and all of the creation. Everything is created is a combination of the letters, is the essence that sustains everything in the creation. So God himself, in order for man to connect to God, who has no name, who is beyond all name and description, God gave us, he created his own name, as it were. And so man could relate to God by calling out God's name. So God's name is the ineffable name comprised of 4 letters, Yud, He, and then Vav, and then He. We guard this name. It's a holy name. We don't say this name in the bathroom or in a dirty place. We say this name in a state of purity. And this is the essence of Jewish prayer, really. It's calling out in God's name, in the letters of the Torah. So here, we said that Baruch, the 4 letters of Baruch, blessed, we're talking about blessing, and the blessing of children, the blessing of creation, the blessing of growth. It's all Baruch. It's drawing Shefa. And Baruch itself is akin to the name of God. Now, the name of God is only 4 letters. Yud, He, Vav, He. That's up to 26. But the secret is this. When I say the letter, the Yud, I'm saying one letter, right? Yud. I'm actually saying 3 letters, and here they are. This is Yud. Yud, and then Vav, and Dalet. That's up on the upper right-hand corner. Yud, Vav, Dalet. That's spelling out Yud. And then I spell out He, He, Yud. And then I spell out Vav, Vav, Yud, Vav. When you say Vav, you're saying 2 letters. Vav. In English it would be V-A-V. But in the original Hebrew, God's holy language, it's Vav, Yud, Vav. Or it could be spelt a number of ways. These here are all of the expansions of the Tetragrammaton, the four-letter name of God. The upper top row is expanded with the letter Yud. Hey is spelled with a Yud, and the Vav is also spelled with a Yud in the middle. See the two Vavs here? Vav, Vav, and in the middle there's a Yud above my finger, and then Hey at the end. So you add these letters all up, you get 72. 72 is the numerical equivalent of the word Chesed, love, which is the name of a Sfirah. Chet Samach Dalet adds up to 72. And then the second row from the top is Yud, the same Yud, Hey, and Vav and Hey, adds up to 63. But the difference is the Vav, the third letter, is spelled out with an Aleph instead of a Yud. And below, on the third line from the top, Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, they're all spelled out with Alephs. It's spelled differently. And the last one is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, spelled out with Heys. Okay? Add them all up. The first row adds up to 72, the second 63, the third 45, and the fourth row is 52. It all adds up to 232, which is exactly Baruch, Beit Raj, Resh, Vav, Chaf. You add the four letters, you have the numerical equivalent of Beit Resh, Vav, Chaf, 228, plus 4, 232. And these four names are drawn from the upper channel in Abba, and it's called Baruch, blessed. Also, when you say Baruch, have in mind bracha, from the mother. Baruch, masculine, bracha, female. It's also hinted at in Baruch, because it's virtually the same number, adding one. And so have the theurgic intention when you say Baruch, because that is also the numerical equivalent of the four expansions of God's name that I just showed you, that add up to 232, in this way. Because in the Yesod of Bina, corresponding to the mother, in the Sphira of Yesod, in the body corresponding to the sex organ, in Yesod, or the womb, it's there you have the name, the God's name, Aleph He Yud He. What's Aleph He Yud He? We say Ekye. We say that when we say K, we're actually saying a Hey, but we're trying to protect God and guard the precious name of God. So also other names can be expanded, not just the four-letter name of Yud K Vav K, but also and again K, it means Hey. It's a traditional protective measure. So the Ekye also can be expanded. Ekye was the name that when God appeared to Moses at the burning bush, and he said, "Let me know your name," the first name that God bequeathed to Moses was Ekye, I will be that I will be, in the book of Exodus. So if you take all of these, if you expand out this name Ekye in a similar way, if you come to Jerusalem, I'll show you how it's done. So you have an expansions using different letters. It'll all add up also to 232. But it'll add up to 232 in a very special way, by drawing out the letters in different ways. And we will save that theurgic intention for another lesson. This is Bezalel 153 coming to you once upon a time live. After it's recorded, it's no longer live, obviously, from Jerusalem, from Arya's place, and it's time to get back to the football game.